Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. This time we're going to take a look at another Generations figure. It's a Voyager class, and it's something I really didn't expect to see. It's one of the Asia exclusive figures that Toys R Us has been really awesome about putting out, because quite frankly I thought we're going to have to order these online, but they started releasing them at Toys R Us as an exclusive line for Toys R Us, I believe. And this one is Protectobot Hotspot. I was super excited to see this guy. I saw the Megatron figure that's kind of G2 Megatron, but it's based off of the Bonsaitron and the Bludgeon mold with a very gay-looking G2 Megatron head. I didn't really dig that too terribly much. I may pick it up, I don't know. And also they had the World War II fighter. I can't remember the name of the character, but that looked interesting. I may or may not get that, I don't know. But they also had this guy, and he's the only one they had, so I'm like, I definitely got to pick this guy up. Very cool, very nice. And I like how it says Protectobot Hotshot. I like how they label him as a Protectobot. I think that is very, very cool. So, he is the leader of the Protectobots in G1. He is the main figure that the other ones kind of connect onto. He is a reissue. I think they've used this mold for, was it Grapple? They used one like this for Grapple instead of the fire hose water blaster thing. It was the crane. And I believe they did a Japanese Target Master with this mold as well. I really do dig this. I think it's a great looking figure. It's nice and bulky. In comparison, here he is next to, see both of them? Transformers Prime Ultra Magnus, and he is just so much beefier than Magnus. This is a nice Voyager class figure. I love the bulk of this guy. It just looks really great in package here. Just total difference in figures. Same price. Much cooler. I'm really digging this. So, taking a look at this guy, here he is in package. We've got nice Japanese scribbles up here. Here is Protectobot Hotshot, some Japanese, Autobot, Japanese, Transformers, Japanese, Generations. Really digging this. This is one this is the box I'm going to keep because I like the Japanese stuff. I think that looks really cool. Transformers, there he is at the top. Very nice. Voyager class with some Japanese on it. Also available, this is interesting, it's Brawn, but it's pretty much Bulkhead with bronze head, which is funny because they also use Cliff Jumper, the first edition Cliff Jumper Prime figure, and they put the G1 Cliff Jumper head on it. I call him Franken Jumper. So we got a Franken Brawn. I'm presuming it looks like that is the first edition not Lugnut. Why can't I think of his name? I just said it. Anyway, the first edition body with bronze head on it. It's just kind of really kind of strange. He just looks very odd. Just, I don't know. They did not have that guy, so I did not pick him up. This guy, I think, looks a lot cooler. Anyway, here's the back of the package, looking very sparse. There's nothing down at the bottom. We got him in robot mode, and we got him in vehicle mode, the fire rescue mode, fire truck, come on guys, and he's 2-in-1. It just, there's just so much advertise, do something down there, just kind of weird. Maybe some small pictures of everything that's in the line, that would have been kind of cool. And then we've got him on the side here, looking a lot like Optimus Prime there at the top. Here's his bio and his stats. You can pause and read if you would like. Protectobot Hotspot strives to be the best leader he can be. He refuses to ask those under his command to do anything he would not do himself. No matter the situation, he will always be found at the head of the soldiers. His voice calling loudly above the battle, and his cannons blazing. And then we got the same thing written in Japanese, very cool. And then here is his stats. Kind of bring it a little closer. Strength of a 9, absolutely. Intelligence of a 7, sure. Speed of a 4, yeah, I'll give that. He's a fire truck. Endurance of a 9, sure. Rank of a 7, I think that should be a little higher because he's the leader of the Protectobots. Maybe not a 9, but maybe an 8. Fire Blast a 7, sure, and Skill of a 6. And I'll buy that. That's doable. And then here's the bottom, not really much going on there. But yeah, I'm really digging him so far. The only thing I'm noticing off the bat as far as differences, if we look at, where's it at? The artwork right here. See, there's a little white Autobot logo in the bottom left corner. Is not present on the robot at all. It's not there at all, and it's not on the picture of the toy either. So that is really off the top of the cuff the only key difference that I see in the guy. So let's get him out of the box. Let's look at the robot mode. Let's look at the vehicle mode. All right, so here we have a Hotspot in his robot mode. And I gotta say, this mold hits on all 4 cylinders for me. This is nice, it's heavy, it's very cool, he's big, he's bulky, he looks like a big bulky Autobot. I am really, really digging it. I love the paint, I love the color scheme. Here he's in a side mode. Just no fire truck kibble anywhere hardly on this guy. He does have some hanging off the back here, but it blends in pretty well. I'm not worried about that. And he's got even some nice detail on the back there. It's just all around really cool. I love the detail of the pistons on his feet. I think that looks really darn cool. I love how they painted the headlights on the front of it. Just fantastic. It's got the painted and molded windshield wipers that just look, I mean, that silver just gleams off of that plastic, and it's a nice shiny black paint job on the windshield. Looks really nice. His head mold looks really darn cool, almost Decepticon-like. I'd like to see this guy retooled as a Decepticon. This would actually, I think, make a really good Scourge or Nemesis Prime figure. It's just really, really cool. There's a little bumper. You can whoop, look at my little Autobot business. Just kind of fun, kind of cool. I'm just really digging this character. I mean, posability is, I mean, it's decent. But just all around, I'm just loving it. I love the lights up here on his shoulders. He's got that nice, big, bulky feel to him. And I like, he's got this kind of underarm gun kind of going on. And it's a, it's supposed to be, it's translucent and blue. I'm guessing it's a water blaster. It does fire. It's spring-loaded. Let's see if we can... Woo! There it goes. And there it goes down the couch. So that's kind of cool. There it is. It goes clear plastic, but it's translucent and blue. Looks really cool. I am definitely digging the little missile. Definitely cool. Very, very nice. I'm very impressed with him. I didn't think I'd actually get this guy, so I was real excited to pick him up. And in robot mode, I mean, he is definitely blowing me away. I like the red eyes on him, kind of Gen 1 style. It'd been nice if this guy had some light piping in there. I think that would be really cool. But just, I think it's the blue and the black is really screaming Nemesis Prime or Scourge from Robots in Disguise to me. It just looks really, really nice. And like I said, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they used this mold. This is the 3rd mold. I think they had the Japanese Target Master character, Artfire, I think was his name, and I think they used it for Grapple. I think Grapple was the original, had a different head mold on him, but if I'm wrong, let me know, leave me a message, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So yeah, I mean, just big, bulky, he's cool. It kind of makes me wish, I mean, the Protectobots were never a huge one for me, and this guy was always kind of in the background. He was never one of those standout characters, but this figure just is amazing and makes me wish we could see him more. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Transformers Prime, actually. Just absolutely love this robot mode. Let's look at his vehicle mode and see what we think of that. Alright, so here we have Hotspot in his vehicle mode, and I gotta say, I am impressed. He is a fire truck, but he's so nice and bulky and just looks like a fire truck. He's a little stunted. I think he'd be a little nicer if he was a little bit longer, but I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, it looks really well. There are panels that fold out, like this little panel right here. Hidden. Didn't know it was there. These front tires hidden. Didn't know they were there. Very nice. And the side is just, it eats it all up. It snaps together really well. And the front of this cab Just looks amazing. Of course, we have the G1 sticker that's painted on here, which is very cool. We got the red Autobot logo. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's standard. It's red. It's an Autobot logo. I wish we would have had one on the robot mode. We don't see it. It'd been nice, maybe that little one up there at the front. And also, I think it would have helped if they had a silver background behind the red to make it stick out a little bit better. But I mean, that's just a minor complaint. We've got some really nice detail all over this thing. I love how they painted the lights on the front and the cab. I love how they painted the windshield wipers. And we've got some nice, let's see if we can get it in here, some nice molded detail of the bolts on the front of it. Looks really cool. I love the molded in pieces. This entire side looks awesome. The silver paint apps there. I mean, it just looks nice and heavy. Great apps all over the place. Love the translucent red. Siren lights up here. Looks very cool. Very nice. The back of this guy, one of the downsides, we don't have any taillights painted on, which is unfortunate. But we do have some heavy exhaust ports back here that are gray to match the rest of it, which looks really nice. And just overall, I mean, the detail, we got the suspension system underneath the wheels, which looks really cool. And then we got the water cannon up here. Of course, the missile fires off and looks real nice. But overall, I mean, the thing looks good. It's heavy. It's bulky. From the top end, it doesn't look all that great. But, I mean, this is a great mold. I'm in love with it. Quite frankly, I think, for me personally, this is probably the best figure I've purchased in 2012, without a doubt. This is the happiest I've been with any of the Transformers figures that have come out this year on the retail shelf and from Hasbro. And it's just a fantastic job. I'm so grateful that this got released here in the U.S. I highly recommend this figure. Even if you're not a Protectobot fan, I mean, this guy is just phenomenal. He is an Autobot. He's big. He's bulky. It's a great toy. It's a great figure. It's a great mold, both in robot and in vehicle mode. And just for a comparison, here he is in comparison to the Ultra Magnus in the same scale. It's kind of funny because they look very similar. Magnus is a little bit skinnier than this guy. He's a lot lighter than this figure, much heavier figure. But it's kind of funny how similar they look. You could probably repaint this into this figure as well. Or you could use this as an Ultra Magnus figure in a future release. We could repaint this yet again and get a Magnus figure out of it. I think that would be very cool. I'd also like to see a Nemesis Prime figure out of this guy. So a great mold. I hope they keep using it. Very cool, very nice. You can spin your little, if you want to go that way, I guess. It's supposed to be spun around this way. I can't say anything bad about this figure. I am super digging it. I love how, and this is another one of those little things, the wheels are painted blue and the tires are black. I love that. Thank God they didn't cheap out like they did with this figure, where it's just black and black wheels and black tread. Although this figure, he's got two different sets of wheels. That's kind of weird. But yeah, just, I mean, look at that. Can't go wrong with it. Absolutely recommend it. If you pick him, if you see him, buy him. He's a short pack figure. They only had one in the entire set. You're going to see the bulk of the figures in the set be Megatron and the World War II plane. I have not seen any of the other figures in it. Who was the other one? Brawn, yeah. Brawn, the bulkhead / Brawn figure. That one was not there, so that's got to be an ultra short pack figure, which I really couldn't care less. I don't really like the way it looks. But this figure is the tits. Definitely a 10 on the list. A must-have figure for any Transformers collector. So thanks for watching, guys, and look for more videos in the future.